And this is the last one, except a couple of cartoons that we're going to put on video, so we'll have them. This is the kids up to Merrill Meekham's ranch. Or no, let's see. Yeah, I think it is.
That's Kelly. These are Mark's friends.
Oh, these are Mark's friends, Randy said. What was his name? Kelly Austin.
Lance.
Yeah, there's Lance.
This must have been in
This is out in front of the house here.
in the early 60s.
Lance, Randy says it's probably around the early 60s.
That's Randy.
Say that's Randy.
Yeah.
And there's little Debbie. We cut some of these away because you couldn't see them. Oh, here comes Dad in the old Civil Air Patrol Jeep. That's the one Dwayne, oh, look who's driving that. I forbid him to drive that. I've got the goods on him now. Randy was driving it and went to go around the curve down here, and Dwayne jumped out and collided with the stop sign. So, boy, he was on crutches for about a month. Looks like they're all going to get a ride there, even old Cap. Who's that driving, you or Dwayne?
Randy there.
That's Randy driving. That was old Cap. I called him Cap because I was on a CAP search mission and found him up in the mountains. Well, isn't that a nice picture? All the kids and Arlene. Well, this is down in California. We went for deep sea fishing with a guy named Mr. Davis. He was Bert and Thelma's friend. Got out there and we all got seasick. Here we are home, and I told Dwayne, I says, thank Mr. Davis for the fishing ride. And he says, oh, to hell with him and his boat. He was sick. Did you go out on that, Randy?
Yeah, I was the one catching all the big fish.
Randy said he was the one catching all the big fish. Well, there he is, so I guess he was out on it too. But that was only a 16-foot boat. Scary to death to go out in the ocean in that. Then Arlene had to go to the bathroom, and all he had was a bucket in there, so that embarrassed her a little. I held mine till I got home. I about split, but what year would you say this is?
Oh, 64 maybe?
This
Or
not
maybe 63?
probably 1963 or 1964. Now this is out to Merrill Meekham's ranch. We went out there and stayed, and there's Debbie up on the haystack looking things over. Merrill bought the prettiest ranch out there, and then he ended up selling it again. We stayed there for a couple of days. He had sheep, and he had a spring that put out as much water as we got in the canal on the old farm. There's Merrill asleep on the hood of his car. These are better than I thought they'd be. These are a lot better. Oh, look at this cowboy. He's got his chaps on, his guns and everything. That's E.R. Harding. You couldn't even see these on the screen. Here comes Max Pine. He's been in there getting him something to eat, I guess. He was quite a photographer with 35 millimeter. Who was that?
That was Max's little girl.
Oh, that was Max's little girl, and there's Max. I can't remember her name. Well, anyway, we had a good time up there. We stayed for a couple of days, and the kids caught enough chipmunks. We had chipmunks around the house here for 2 or 3 years after. Ain't that right, Randy?
I don't know, I didn't go.
Didn't you go out there?
No,
Why didn't you?
I don't know. Maybe this is when I was on my mission. I don't know.
No, you wasn't on your mission here. These kids aren't old enough to.
No, I don't know. Maybe I was.
I think you was out there.
No, I never went out there.
Maybe you was at scout camp or something.
I never heard of this place before.
Well, I guess you wasn't there then, but it was right halfway between Roosevelt and Vernal. Oh boy, there's Dad. Now I don't know what he's doing there, but pouring root beer in one bottle. This must be when I was in the service.
Mouthwash.
Mouthwash, yeah. Oh, this must have been at Pecos, Texas, somewhere there. We won this bull over in Juarez, and I had these films hid up for years. I come home and showing them to the ward, and there I come on with a big cigar, and I don't even smoke. Ballweber won this thing, and he couldn't even get a ride because they didn't want to pick up that big bull with it. Oh, here we are at let's see, I don't know, is this Cheyenne, Wyoming? Yeah, we went, no, this is Denver. This is Denver. I'm still, just got in the service, went over there in January, 1943, and here's Ken Ludlow and Gordon Hansen. We got on a bus there one night to go out to somewhere to go to a dance, and pretty quick we rode for about 2 hours, and we asked the bus driver, and he said, "Oh, you should have got off a long time ago." That was Larry McClatchy there. These pictures, what does that say there? Well, this has got to be in Denver. There's the old Denver Capitol. The first thing they told us when they let us go into town was, don't try to steal the gold off the top of the Capitol. Here's this is in 1940, and it's the championships playoff between BYU and Laramie, Wyoming. We siphoned enough gas, couldn't get gas in them days. This might have been 41 or 2. But anyway, we had to put 2 25-gallon drums in the back and take our grass stamps that we used on the farm. It was all farmers, so we had plenty of gas. And we filled the 25-gallon drums in the back of the trunk, and then we'd stop and siphon it into the car when we needed it. I was siphoning in the gas one night, and an old coyote let out a yell. Boy, I jumped in that car in a hurry. It was right in the middle of the desert up there in Wyoming and about 10 below. That's not hitting that box, is it? Making it jump? No. Here's one of the cheerleaders there. There was only 6 of us went up to this game out of the whole BYU. Boy, them BYU girls says, "Hey, you take us with you and we'll just give you anything." They want to see that game so bad.
Sure, Grandpa.
Yeah, we had her made. Only there was only room for 6 of us boys, and we went. Now you could hardly see these on a screen, but you can see them pretty good here. I don't even remember who won the game. I think Wyoming beat us all to pieces. The only guy I remember played on the Wyoming's team was Leskovich. He was All-American, I think. He was good. And then there was a Brady that played on this team from the Y. He was a big, tall guy. I must have liked basketball. And look at the way that guy shoots fouls from his knees up. Here's a halftime basketball game. Anything went here. So they put on boxing gloves. You could kick or box her. But there goes the guy with the ball, and one jumped on his neck and drug him down. Randy says this would be a good thing to get some of these energy out of these kids nowadays. Get a team of that going with boxing gloves. There's 2 got mad at each other, so they're sparring it off by themselves. I got up to give a cheer here, and boy, some little guy told me to sit down, and I'd done it because there's only 6 of us against about 2,000.
That was an air ball.
What's an air ball?
When you miss everything.
Oh, I didn't know that. Randy says an air ball is when you miss everything. Well, Randy's got some good sayings.
All he gets air.
Like these people that rob cars and take your stereos out. He calls them slime balls. Basketball has even changed a lot since then.
Some things happen. I'm surprised. This is 50 years ago.
Well, this is just 50 years ago, yep.
A long time.
I know there was a Judge Harding's boy played on this team. He played basketball for the BYU, Lionel Harding. And there was another guy, Nelson. Judge Nelson's boy played on this team. Well, I don't know who this guy here is. Don't